Today on the channel I'm going to break down 4 ways that I improve my recovery to perform better in training and feel more organised in my daily life. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Josh, a medical student in London currently studying a sports and exercise medicine degree alongside fitting my passion for triathlon training. On this channel I'll share my tips and tricks when it comes to triathlon training and life organisation around training, and maybe anything else I can think of. In this video I'm going to be talking about the importance of recovery and my key tips when it comes to improving it. So why is recovery important? Well, it allows us to have more energy, generally, even outside of triathlon. We get less aches, pains, and we can even be injured less frequently if we make sure that we're not stressing our body too much. It means that when it comes down to the training that we do, we feel better for it, more motivated, and we perform better because we're having less problems both inside and outside of triathlon. And therefore, whenever we have better training, it means that we're reaching our goals better, having better races, and just enjoying the whole process more. So, tip number 1 has to be sleep. Now, this is really the cornerstone of recovery. It allows our bodies to regenerate and build stronger and give us more energy for the days to come. And there are 2 main ways to improve your sleep. The number 1 is quality and the number 2 is quantity. Sleep quality really comes down to the things that you do around your sleep. And this is what people often refer to as sleep hygiene. Things like avoiding your phone maybe an hour and a half before bed, because the blue light from your phone will keep you up for longer and make your initial quality of sleep worse. Avoiding exercise around bedtime. Picking a wake-up time and sticking to it can be phenomenally helpful, as it means that your body will get used to waking up at that time. And this can also help with waking up early, giving us more time to do training before we go to our jobs or spend time with our family in our normal daily life. And a very interesting thing, although we often feel more sleepy when we are in a warm place, we actually sleep better when our room is slightly cool. So thinking about having a window slightly open, depending on where you are in the world, and just having a slightly cooler sleeping environment can really improve your sleep quality. And then when it comes to quantity, it's very straightforward. Generally, sleeping more is better, and that's a really hard thing to achieve because we all have busy lives nowadays, and trying to fit in an extra hour and a half of sleep every night can be really difficult for people. But I think as a minimum, people should be aiming for 7.5 hours of sleep. And 7.5 hours of sleep means 5 sleep cycles, which can be really, really beneficial. Aiming for this specific amount on an average every night. However, if you're struggling to get in enough sleep due to time constraints of the rest of your life, having a nap in the afternoon is something that a lot of professional athletes can do. And if you can make this work in your schedule, might be easier while we're all working at home, this can be phenomenally beneficial to your recovery. I nap quite often, and I think it's one of the best things that you can do to improve your general life and specifically your recovery. And the best times to nap is between 1 and 3 in the afternoon, just after lunchtime. I'm sure we all have experienced the post lunchtime slump, and then around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but generally no later than 6, as these kind of naps will start to affect your overnight sleep. The second part of key recovery is the food that we eat. And I'll break this down into 2 parts again. It's our food that we have towards the end of workouts and after workouts. And then in general, what we're eating and putting into our body plays a massive role in how well we recover and how well we can perform. I'm sure everyone's seen people slamming out protein shakes just after finishing a gym session, and there is a lot of merit to this. However, having a small snack towards the end of exercise or after exercise is still both equally beneficial. And it doesn't have to be a protein shake. Generally speaking, whatever you can have, a slice of toast, anything like that is excellent for you. Now, I do use a protein shake. I have a vegan protein powder that I use, which I really like, but not everyone can really stomach food immediately afterwards. So even just having a glass of water can make you feel a lot more refreshed going on with the rest of your day, and will help your body to start rebuilding. But I would definitely aim to have some sort of food or some sort of sustenance within half an hour after finishing your workout, as this enables your body to have all the nutrients that it requires to start rebuilding stronger before your next workout. And in general, what you eat is really important. So making sure that you're taking in enough sustenance to keep yourself going and fueling yourself for any hard training sessions that you might have coming up. Thinking about having bigger breakfasts on days where you know you're going to be doing a lot of exercise. If you're going to be doing your long run, your long ride, maybe having an extra couple of slices of toast or double portion of oatmeal is always a good idea, and it's something that I love doing. And if you really are going to have a massive day, if you think you're going to be out on the bike all day long, consider carb loading the night before. Although this isn't always necessary, it can really benefit you if you find yourself running out of energy again and again on these longer pieces of exercise. My third tip is another thing to be doing after you've finished exercising, and that's stretching and foam rolling. I'm sure everyone knows this is really important, but it's often hard to fit into our schedules, especially if we are putting our workouts in places where we know that we're going to have something else to do pretty soon afterwards. But I still think making 5 or 10 minutes, even a small amount of time for stretching or foam rolling, can be really, really beneficial. Stretching is great in general, but also specifically after exercise, it can help to increase flexibility and avoid injuries, so we're not thinking about getting really tight hamstrings or really tight Achilles tendons. And foam rolling is something that I can highly recommend. I think it's absolutely amazing. I do this as part of my stretching routines after I exercise, but also just sometimes in general if I know I've got a particularly achy quad or hamstring, for instance. And there's loads of research around foam rolling, and it's been shown in many cases to avoid delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS. This is the pain that we experience after exercising, generally after about 24 to 48 hours, and foam rolling has been shown to provide similar benefit to a sports massage, except it's free and we can do it by ourselves. So it's a great solution for those of us who are time crunched and can't easily go and get massages or spend long times working on our own muscles. It's just a super easy and cheap solution to improving our recovery. And the final tip is rest once again, but not rest overnight, but rest days. And I think they're really important because it gives our body time to rebuild and recover when we're not constantly battering. And for me personally, it allows me to have a really good work-life balance. My rest days are the time where I can put my focus on other things in my life, spend time with my girlfriend, work on university more, try and spend more time with friends. Everyone knows when I have a rest day, that's the time where I can be more active in the rest of my life. And it's not necessarily about totally resting on those days. I like to do an easy run for half an hour, an easy cycle for half an hour, but taking away those stressors really just helps to improve the rest of your week's training. And I like to do these at the start of my week. My Monday is always my rest day, because generally Mondays are the busiest day of the week for me. They're the day where I come back to studying, the day where often people want to have my time for meetings, whatever it is. Mondays tend to be stressful. They're called Manic Mondays for a reason. And I really like this because it helps to set my week off on the right foot, and I can start doing my higher intensity workouts towards the start of the week, and then do my lower intensity workouts towards the end of the week when I have more time at the weekend, and then rest immediately after them. And this is a really nice way to structure a week, which is actually what my next video is going to be about. So if that sounds interesting to you, please stick around on the channel and subscribe. Rest days are really important. And I know it often feels like you're not doing anything and you're not improving, but often rest is just as important, if not more important, than the training sessions that you actually do. So by putting recovery and rest first, we improve the quality of all of our other workouts and make sure that we're spending time on the rest of our lives, because although triathlon is great fun, we still have other things going on, unfortunately. Not all of us can train like the pros. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. On the screen now, there is a playlist of other recovery videos where I talk more about stretching, more about foam rolling with some more specific workouts, and also talk about food, what I have after my rides. Thank you very much for watching.